baseball as a child? If you didn't, I'm sure you know someone who did. Now, are you really aware of the tremendous strain that youth baseball causes on the arms of growing young children? Now, when I picked this topic, I realized, based on my experience with baseball, that this is something I would really enjoy, and I have. And I've realized that playing baseball as a youth has potential to cause serious damage to the arm. Now, in the next couple minutes, I want to explain to you guys about how certain positions have a certain risk factor to playing them. Certain pitches have a certain risk to throwing them. And I will also provide some statistics. These statistics will hopefully support my facts, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. The first of my points I want to talk about is position. Now, the first position that any baseball player will automatically think of that has the most stress on the arm is obviously the pitcher. Now, the pitcher throws anywhere between 60 to 70 pitches a game in Little League because the rules don't let you. But when you think of this, you say, wow, that's a lot of pitches compared to an outfield or a shortstop or even a catcher. But we can obviously understand that the pitcher has the highest, most serious risk. Now, during my research, I came across an article by Phil Galewitz. He talks about how youth baseball players play too many games a year for too long, and he talks about how if a youth baseball player plays for 8 months compared to a youth baseball player that plays for 5.5 months, the baseball player who plays for 5.5 months has far less risk of being injured than the player that has played for 8 months. Now, this is just simple math. You can obviously see that this is a fact. So, but I also want to talk about not simply the amount of time playing, but I also want to talk about the pitches thrown. Now, in baseball, certain pitches cause, and obviously have been proven to show, that certain pitches cause damage to the arm. But with youth baseball, as I've researched for this topic, I've realized that it might not just be the pitches. The pitches might not be the main cause. Obviously, certain pitches, if used improperly, can cause more damage than other pitches. Obviously, the curveball, per the common, I don't know how you would say, the common term of saying never throw a curveball as if you were in Little League. So, to illustrate this, I want to show you how to throw a curveball, because I was a high school pitcher for 2 years. You throw a curveball, you take it like this. You come through, come set, you snap through. This is a violent motion, and it causes stress inside the tendons of your elbow and your shoulder. But performed in the right way, the curveball doesn't cause the tremendous stress that it's made out to. Obviously, there's stress when you throw a fastball. There's still a snap. But based on an article I read by Mark Hyman, he talks about how fatigue can be the main reason why youth baseball players injure themselves. And the reason for this is when they drop their elbows, they use tendons that should not be used when throwing. They're not able to support the stress of throwing a baseball, and they throw it, and it causes severe injury. Now, a couple statistics I like to talk about in youth baseball are quite alarming. You might understand how, in the news you've probably heard about the Tommy John surgery. It's probably 30 years old, and it's a very, very painful surgery where they take a tendon out of your shoulder and put it into your elbow to replace the snap tendon from throwing a baseball. Now, every single year that has been practiced, it has increased in number the amount of youth baseball players that have had to have a surgery. Now, if you think about this, you could say, well, maybe the sport has become more competitive. Maybe players are playing too many games now. This could be the case. So I researched it farther. I found an article by the American Association of Orthopedic Surgeons that talked about a study conducted in Japan where 152 Japanese athletes, ages 8 through 12, went through an entire season under supervision of medical staff. And under the supervision, they conducted an entrance survey and an exit survey. The exit survey concluded that 25% of these athletes suffered from some type of arm pain. 15% of these athletes suffered from tendonitis. So when you think about this, you can obviously say with common statistical data that 25% of youth baseball, these athletes suffer from arm pain in one season. So the risk is greater every single year. Now, this you can deduce that youth baseball has the probability of causing arm damage based on the points I presented. Position causes the most, pitches can cause injury, and these statistics obviously show 25%. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't play baseball. This doesn't mean you shouldn't let your kids play youth baseball. You should just simply be aware of the risks.